And the recording will be, a link to this recording will be inserted onto this notes assignment later today. So that way, if you didn't fully get all the points done, you only got about 75% done because of how fast you write or how fast you type, etc. You still can go back and finish getting the notes from the video. Okay, so chapter 1, notes 1. This is about what is financial planning. That's one topic. And the other topic is benefits of financial planning. Now, if you do the reading like you're supposed to, and you choose to take reading notes, you can add that to your notebook or you can add that to your notes. And yes, you can still use that on the test. Okay. Any physical form of notes, you can use it on the test. Okay. So first thing is we have to kind of get some definitions out of the way. Financial planning is the process of planning every part of your personal finances. We're going to be going over what some of the parts of the personal finances are. Okay. This includes spending, which is called expenses, borrowing and financing, that's credit, and saving, investing, and income. Okay, that's your money in. Okay. Now there are steps to financial planning. Okay, there are steps to financial planning. The first step is make a budget. Make a budget. Now, some people don't know what it means to make a budget, and so I'm going to go over what that is. Okay. Because you're going to have an assignment about it later. Probably tomorrow, I think, is when that assignment is. Okay. Make a budget is to plan for everyday income and expenses. To keep track of your liquid, and I'll be explaining that in a second, assets. Now, liquid assets are assets that can be made into cash easily. Okay, so your checking account, your savings account, those are already cash. But another form of something that can be made easily into cash would be sometimes pieces of jewelry. Sometimes you have physical objects that can be turned into cash easily. Sometimes it's just different bank accounts you have. So your liquid assets are your things that are your cash or cash equivalents. Okay. Second step is to plan for managing borrowing. Okay. Now you need to plan to manage your borrowing, and borrowing is your debt. Because if you don't plan and manage your debt will plan and manage you. Okay. And as we get farther into the lecture, that'll become a little more understandable. But some of you know people, relatives or whatever, who live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have a lot of extra because they have a lot of debt. Okay. So planning to manage your debt, planning to manage your borrowing is a big piece of the financial plan. Okay. Another piece of the financial plan is you plan for insurance that will protect you, which is health and life insurance, and your assets, which is the home insurance, homeowners insurance, auto insurance, renters insurance. Okay. You need to plan to have insurance to protect. Okay. The next thing is you plan for investing. So that your money can work for you. Okay. Because when we do investing, we set aside the money, we forego getting something, and we put it away in stocks, in bonds, and things like that. And we're going to be going, there's a whole chapter about investing later on. But as you save that money and put aside that money and invest that money earns more money. So the money works for you instead of you working for the money. Okay, last piece is you need to plan for your retirement. And that's not just how old, but it's also about how you want to live. Because I've known people in my lifetime that they retired because they'd reached a certain age, but they weren't really living. They had to, some of them were older and they had to go back and get another job just to make it work because they didn't plan ahead to have the money available to live off of once they retired. They used it all up as they went. Okay. And that's one of the things you're going to be learning how not to do. You don't want to be using it up as you go. You want to be making sure you're setting some aside for later because you're going to need it for later. Okay. All of this financial planning stuff, though, planning starts with a career choice. Okay. Planning starts with a career choice and things you need to think about with that career choice. You need to think about amount you get paid. That's the income. Okay. You need to think about the extra benefits. Like insurance or things like that that you get from the job. Okay. Another thing you need to do is you need to think about if the job is available where you want to live. Okay. You need to think about how much extra training or education you need. For the job. Okay. Because that's extra expenses. You know, training doesn't come for free. Education doesn't come for free. And that's extra money that you have to pay out in advance to potentially get the higher income. Okay. The last and actually most important one you need to think about is you need to think about whether the job fits your personality and interests. Okay. And the reason why it is better to take a slightly less paying job if you love the job than to take the job where you make a lot of money and you hate it. The reason why is you spend more of your life at your job than you do in other places. You do not want to be miserable for the biggest portion of your life. Okay. All right. So it is important to think about those things when you're picking which career you want. Don't just go for the big ticket career because maybe the big ticket career is not the career for you. It doesn't fit your personality. It doesn't fit anything. It's just about the money and you will end up hating it. Okay. So You need to start thinking about investments, that's the making money, and borrowing, that's the spending money. Okay. Used wisely, credit and borrowing can increase wealth. I should say credit, borrowing, and investing. Okay, credit, borrowing, and investing can increase wealth. However, used unwisely can lead to big financial problems. Okay. You need to always keep financial goals in mind so you can plan well and reach them. And those that attended class yesterday saw the assignment about the fact that more people could be millionaires than they think just by early investing and saving and living more frugally when you're young, so you have more when you're older. Okay. So you need to plan so you can avoid troubles like high credit debt, which is expensive. It's super expensive if you have high credit debt. Bankruptcy, that's not a good plan at all. Let's see. It's one of those words that looks weird when you spell it. Little or no emergency funds. Because you know what? It's not whether there's going to be an emergency, it's when there's going to be an emergency. It's not whether there'll be an emergency in your life. Those always happen. They always will. It's just when it's going to happen and whether you're going to have the finances to weather the storm, or is it that going to break you? Okay. And you don't want it to break you. So you plan ahead and you set aside money and you create an emergency fund. So if something happens, you're prepared and you're safe. Last thing is you want to avoid living paycheck to paycheck. barely scraping by, not able to do anything fun. You have no extra money for anything. Okay. You don't want that. It doesn't make for the most pleasant life. Okay. And the way you avoid having this paycheck to paycheck is you make your plans and you stick to your plans. Okay. All of this is important because many employers check credit history and you don't want bad credit to keep you from getting the job. Okay. All the big jobs that are worth a lot of money, they check your credit. If you can't manage your money, they're not going to trust you to manage theirs. Okay. All right. So that was the what is financial planning piece of this. Now we're going to look at the benefits of financial planning. Okay. And there are a few benefits of financial planning. First one is it helps you accomplish your goals. If you have a plan and it's written down, you're more likely to achieve it than if you just have a plan in your head. Okay. The other thing is that understanding personal finances helps you make informed decisions about your personal situation. Okay. Because purchases come with opportunity cost. Okay. When you buy something, it comes with what they call an opportunity cost because the purchase takes away the opportunity, hence opportunity cost, to do or buy something else. Okay. When you purchase something, it takes away your opportunity to purchase or buy or do something else. Example. Okay. So over the break, my family and I, one of the nights we had pizza. even at its cheapest for a family of 4, that's about 20, 25 bucks. Okay. If you're getting, everything you want. So that's $25 I couldn't spend on, if the movies were open, going to the movies, buying a book I might want to have, because I've used up that money. I've used up the opportunity to do something else, okay, or buy something else. So criticalness, this is a big key, double star. Good financial planning. Good financial decisions, sorry. Lead to flexibility and allow you to achieve your true desires without, oh wait, oh, without, yeah, that's right. Fear of not being able to pay for it. So when you get older and you want to retire, you don't want to be stuck at home. You want to be able to go on a short vacation or go do some fun things with your family or go have some good times with friends. But you cannot do that if you don't plan for that. Okay, you cannot do that if you don't plan for that. Okay, so if you hand wrote your notes, take a picture of your notes, go to the Google Doc that you attached to your assignment, go up to the top and hit the word insert and insert the pictures from that you took. Okay, insert the pictures you took. If you typed it, good news, all you have to do is push turn in. Okay,